can be so harsh and unkind. So often throughout life's challenges, it throws hard curveballs when we really, really need a nice slow pitch. But life itself can cause hardships, pain, and it causes you to believe that you'll never bounce back, you'll never make it through, you'll never come out. Some of the things that you go through, you just feel like there's no way out. You feel like you can't get through, no matter what you do, no matter how hard you pray, no matter how well you're trying to live, you feel like you can't come out. Well, this thing called life can be so ugly at times that you just want to give up and throw in the towel. Oh, but I thank God for a man called Jesus that sits high and looks low. And even though life itself even tried to beat down a Savior, but the Bible declares that this Jesus that we serve was beaten beyond recognition. Beaten so badly that it would have killed the average man. He had lost so much blood that it would have shut down all of our interior arteries because of the blood loss. And they yet said he saved others. Himself he cannot save. If he be the King of the Jews, then have him come down off the cross right now and we'll believe him. But I came to let you know, sometimes there's trouble that you have to maintain and stay within until the fulfillment of time. There's a time that you will come through this thing. And there was a time when, yes, they mocked him. They said, if he be the king, then let him come down right now. But it wasn't time for him to come down. See, it's not time for you to come out of your circumstance just yet. But when he did come out, at the fullness of time, he came out with all power. So when you come through your hard times, you come through with power. When it's all over, you have power to go through the next test. When it's all over, you have the power, you have the endurance to endure hardness as a good soldier. God, see, we go through so much that the disciples, they believed that it was all over. There was nothing left. Jesus was dead. He hung on the cross. See, the adversary does his job, and he does his job well. He causes us to see the appearance of things. We see things, and it looks like it's going to defeat us. He makes things to appear that we can't win. There's no way we can win because we look like we've been defeated. But see, the reason that the enemy comes to make things look like we're defeated is because he understands that he has already been defeated. That's right. He's already been defeated. So therefore he makes us to see ourselves in defeat. Have you ever been around somebody that sees you excelling and they see you doing things, they see you going to another level, but they're always throwing monkey wrenches in your program. They never have anything good to say to you or about what you're trying to do. They always point out the negative in what you're trying to accomplish. They always show you the negative road instead of going down the positive road. They'll always show you the doom and gloom behind what you're trying trying to accomplish. But see, that's the adversary's job, is to make us to walk in defeat, to cause us to walk in intimidation. It's his job to make the saints of God to feel like there's no tomorrow. It's his job to make us to see things the way that he wants us to see them, and that's in defeat. But I thank God today that in the book of Corinthians, Paul has already told us that we walk by faith and not by sight. I'm so grateful today that I don't walk by sight, because if I walk by sight, I would be a man most miserable. I've got to understand that my faith has to work for me, because I understand that without faith, it's going to be impossible to please my God. And I want to be pleasing in his sight. I'm so grateful that I walk by faith and not by sight. Because this man, Elisha, is going through some of the hardships of being a prophet. The king of Syria is trying to defeat the kings of Israel. He's coming up against Israel. He's plotting. He's plotting on how he's going to take out Israel. And he's calling his men in secret. A secret strategy to try and take them out. Don't you know that the enemy is always plotting against you? Especially those of us that are trying to rise to another level. You don't know how you got blindsided. All of a sudden you're riding real well, and all of a sudden you get blindsided and the car stops. That's the enemy trying to take you out in secret. He's trying to cause things to come upon you, and you feel like you're unable to bear it. My God, you're just going along, and all of a sudden you're getting a good paycheck and everything is going well, and then the washer and dryer breaks down consecutively. My God, this is the enemy doing his job, because now you're saying, well, I can't pay my tithes today because all I can see is the washer and dryer broke down. I can't see how else my washer and dryer will be repaired if I pay my tithes today. See, the enemy wants you to see that if I go to the house of the Lord today, then I might miss out on something else that is going on in the world. I've got to get to this particular place. But the enemy is letting you know that he is in control of this earthly realm. Oh my God, but God is in control. He owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. The earth and the Lord in the fullness thereof. Oh my God, so I'm excited today that I walk by faith and not by sight. I'm excited today that though the enemy comes up against me, I yet can call on my God. Here we have Elijah and the servant. The Bible declared that the servant got up early in the morning and went out to see, because Elisha understood how the enemy was operating. See, as saints of God, we've got to understand how the enemy operates and what his plots and schemes are. See, but the Bible declares that we will not be ignorant to Satan's devices. But the only way we won't be ignorant to his devices is that we must seek God in reference to what the enemy is trying to do. So as the king of Syria is plotting against the children of Israel, the prophet of God is honing in on what is going on. See, and when he hones in on what's happening, he sends word to Israel. It said the king of Syria says he's going to do this, and this to you. And the king of Israel said, okay, I hear you, man of God. The problem with us today, a lot of times, we don't want to hear the man of God. We don't want to believe what the man of God is saying, is putting out to us today. But because he listened to the man of God, he was able to trip the tricks of the enemy. Every trap that he had already set, he went out and tripped the trap. And it mounted the trap ineffective. Because when you trip up the enemy that's trying to trip you up, you render him ineffective. Now he's just a dog with no teeth. He's got no bite. Or he's just a roaring lion that has no bite and no clap. Oh, so now this king of Syria, he can't understand how is it that these people of God are not being caught up in my traps and my schemes. How is it that they're not being caught up in my tricks and my treachery? How is it that the people of God are not being tortured? It's because of the prayers of the righteous availeth much. Elijah is a praying prophet. Elisha understands he's got to call on the name of the Lord. And as Elijah is praying, God is speaking. God is speaking to the children of God today. He's telling you what the enemy is trying to do. The enemy is coming in and he's taking away jobs. The enemy is coming in and he's taking away peace. The enemy is coming in and he's messing with our health. The enemy is coming in and he's messing with the church. And he's messing with leadership. But God has already set forth a man that is praying and seeking God on behalf of his people. And now, my God, is Elijah declaring it to the Israelites. And the Israelites go in and they trip the traps of the enemy. So the enemy says, all right, how are they doing this? And they said, well, the man of God is praying over there by the name of Elijah. And he said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Wait till night falls, and you go and surround his camp. Go in by night and take out the man of God. When you see the man of God, I want you to take him out. Oh, my God. But the man of God sent out the servant. Have you ever looked at things seem so bleak? It seems like you're never going to get through it. You seem like you're never going to get to your point. It seems like you're never going to reach your destiny because the enemy has you surrounded. Oh, my God. But yes, the enemy has you surrounded, but God is waiting to deliver. God is going to bring you out at the drop of a hat. God is just making the situation just right for him to get his glory. Oh, my God. So the man comes out, he says, oh, my God, in panic stricken. You ever just been panic stricken? You see something, it just doesn't look right, doesn't feel right. And now I'm in panic mode. I don't know how I'm going to make it through. I don't know how I'm going to get this done. How am I going to make this through? I'm seeing things. I don't see the bills I see, but I don't see my paycheck getting any larger. Oh, my God. Yes, I'm going through. My kids are just getting worse and worse, and I can't see them getting any better. Elijah's servant comes out and he sees the great multitude all around. He's surrounded. Can't see his way through. He's looking in panic mode. All I can see is my enemies. I can't see God. Have you ever been in a place I can't see my enemies? I can see my enemies, but I can't see God. Yes. Where is God? I can't see God. I see my enemies, and I'm doing all the praying I can do. I'm going to church Sunday after Sunday, but I don't see God. I'm praying, but I don't hear from God. I'm not hearing a thing. I'm saying, oh, God. Jesus. But I see the enemies and I hear the horses. I hear the chariots. And I see my enemies are passing me about. But I can't find God. Now I'm in a panic mode. I heard somebody say, you got to trust him when you can't trace him. You got to believe him even when you can't feel it. You got to know that God is still in control. These enemies had the people of God surrounded. But the man of God didn't panic. See, when you got a prayer life, you got a relationship with God, you don't have to panic. Don't panic at the sight of imperfection. Don't panic at the sight of others that are coming around you and talking about you. They're putting you down. They're telling you that you ain't going to be. They're telling you what you're never going to be. Don't panic, because God has already said that you are more. God has already said that you shall be. He said that you are more than a conqueror, and you shall be above and not beneath. Don't panic. Don't go into panic mode. But just remember that God is still in control. Even when I can't see him, I can trace him. How do I trace him? I remember a man by the name of Peter. When he saw Jesus in a storm, he still in a storm and the boat was rocking and reeling. But when he saw Jesus, he cried out and said, God, if it be you, bid me to come. Even though they were in a storm, they thought that it was all over. Here comes Jesus. Oh my God. And here they are, stricken in panic mode. And the man of God says, be of good cheer. All throughout the New Testament, you hear Jesus saying, be of good cheer. Don't worry. Be of good cheer. Man of God says, for they that are with me are more than them that are against me. The Bible declares that Jesus is more to me than the world against me. God, he says, he begins to pray. He says, Lord, open his eyes. I just want to pray that my eyes are open. I got to have spiritual insight. I want spiritual insight to my situation. Yes, I know what I see, but I want to pray for those things that I don't see. What is it that I don't see, Lord? Lord, oh my God, what is it that I need to see that I can't see until I seek you first? Oh, I got to seek God. His Bible declares to seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you. All these things, all my protection is going to be added unto me when I seek him first. All of the glory that God has for me is going to be for me when I seek him first. I got to seek the name of the Lord. For the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run in and are safe. The man of God began to pray. I really love this particular story because now the man's eyes are now open. They're open wide, and now he sees the host of angels all around. Brings to light when Jesus said, I could have called 12 legions of angels to come down on my behalf. But oh God, when I know that my enemies have me surrounded, I know that God has my enemies surrounded. I know that God's got my back in every situation that I'm in, every circumstance